Hello. Don't worry, it's Joe. What's good, everybody? I just had to hop on here, make this video. Like, first off, I've been tripping. Like, I don't even know what I really like. Obviously, I want to make these videos. I want to impact you guys. Bring you guys something positive, some life-changing advice. Truly, that's actually gonna help you. But sometimes I don't be knowing whether I want to make a TikTok, whether I want to make a long YouTube video, whether I want to do a podcast. I don't be knowing what form of content to make. And I want you guys to be able to see the videos because I be tripping out. I'm like, YouTube, okay, if I post on YouTube, you get longer form videos with more valuable information, more detail, but very few people of you guys see it. So I'm like, let me go ahead and make some TikToks. But TikToks, it's only, 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes max of a video, but way more people see it. Or a podcast, that's like an hour, that's really long form. And I can really, get all of my thoughts. Because even with the problem with the YouTube videos, okay, you get a little bit more detail, but I can only make it so long, give you guys only so much value. But my thoughts are always incomplete. So podcasts, you get everything, but it's super long. And that's probably the hardest thing for anybody to see. I don't want to make a video just for nobody to see it. But, we're out here, and I also don't want to make all three, because I don't want to triple dip, double dip. I don't want to spread myself too thin, but, it is what it is, dog. I'm out here, but I got something to tell you guys. Oh, you need to slow the fuck down. You need to chill out, bro. You need to rely on God for your provision. All right. I know if you're watching this video, you probably were in a bad situation just like I was. For probably like the past 3 years, I've been struggling with trying to make something of myself. You know what I'm saying? Trying to become, maximize my full potential, I've always trying to achieve more. I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. I'm trying to make more money, make sure I have the lifestyle I want. I can get cars I want. You know what I'm saying? I can help my family out. I can make sure I have money and stuff. I've been so focused on that for the past 3 years, becoming an adult, like football, high school's over, football's over, all that stuff. Okay, now it's time to be part of real life. How can I make my life as good as it could possibly get? So obviously the first thing I need to work hard. So, started working at jobs, one job. I can't, I'm working minimum wage. I got to elevate. Let me get a job that pays me more money. Just stuff like that. You guys know the story. I talk about it all the time. If you want to hear the full story, go watch my first video, what's been happening. Go watch that video. But I was so focused for the past, I'd probably say, let's see, it's 2023. Let's see, hold on, let me get the years right. So 2020, I was just kind of chilling. 2020, just kind of chilling. 2021, still just kind of chilling. But that's towards the end of 2021. That's when that drive kind of started, picked up a little bit more. 2022, that's when it was really active, but we were still in a good place. 2023, though, was pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? 2023 is probably the worst year I've had, especially in my young adult life. But it's because I was so worried and focused on trying to achieve this goal, trying to make this big money, trying to make as much money as possible, trying to learn the stuff that I need to learn, trying to okay, if I work super duper hard and I read all these books and I go work this job and if I put myself in high stress situations, I can be making 6 figures by the time I'm 20, 21, blah, blah, blah. I can have all this types of money. And I was not relying on God. There were instances where I did, like when I first, I was looking at a lot of outward stuff that wasn't based biblically or anything about how to make a bunch of money. It's okay to put yourself in stressful situations. That means you need to work hard, all that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And I was doing all that stuff because I'm going to say you're going to be stressed. You're going to have hardworking situations. It's not a bad thing to work hard. I'm not telling you not to work hard, but throughout my whole stress and anxiety, I don't really like to say anxiety, but throughout being stressed and trying to work hard and trying to really cultivate this lifestyle that I'm trying to live, I was keeping one major factor out of it, God. I was so focused on, let me make this money. And I would kind of say, well, and God, I want to make the money so that I can use it for the benefit of your people. I don't want to make a lot of money just so I can only buy good stuff. I want to be able to donate to people, help people out, give homeless people some money, give whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But I was so focused on my own plan and what I want and how much money I want to make and when I want to make it. I wasn't focused on God's timing and what God would have me do. You feel what I'm saying? So I was working hard, stressing myself out, and eventually got to the point I burnt out. You feel what I'm saying? And that should have been my number one. You know what? I'm burnt out. I'm tired. Let me go talk to God. Let me spend time with God. Let me go see what God has to say about my situation. But instead of going to God, I just said I need to work harder. I was feeling bad about myself. I was, telling myself like, oh, because I was working a sales job, door to door. So I'm like, when I got the job, I was like, yeah, this is perfect. Like all the money I make is completely determined on what I do, So I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to trust myself to go out there because I know I'm going to go out every day and make as many sales as I need to make, putting all that on me. I'm taking full accountability for everything. If I don't get paid, it's because I didn't work hard enough. So I'm going to force myself to work hard and I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And even in that job, I started off pretty hot. And I started off relying on God at the beginning. Like, God, hey, look, you put me here, please, let it work. But I started to kind of pull off of God because there's so much pressure to perform. And, I kind of got a little bit overwhelmed and I went away from God. And I would even put myself in worse situations. I even tried to get a car, buy a brand new car with my sales job. Because I'm like, well, if I have a car note that I have to pay every month, it's going to make me work harder and I'm going to have to go make money. You feel what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but just giving you guys a little bit of detail. But I was putting all that pressure on myself and not casting all my anxieties on God. I wasn't casting my cares on him because he cares for me. So I'm tripping out and I'm stressing that job and I burn out. And even in the burnout, I take a 1 week break, maybe take a little bit of break, and then I go right back to doing the same burnout job over and over and over again. But the whole time, God wanted me to relax and cast my cares on him. The reason why business slowed down and stuff, why I wasn't able to make sales like before, because God needed me to slow down in that time period. The sales, it was a good thing at the beginning, but I stopped focusing on God. God needed me to slow down because my mindset wasn't right. I'm so focused on me, how to make more money, be successful, 6 figures, all that. I'm not focused on God. So God had to take me out of that job. I couldn't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? And then the job, they called me back and I went back, but God had to pull me out again. No, that ain't it. I thought maybe it was just me. Maybe I needed a break. I refresh. I can go back. I go hard. Nope. Still not doing what I needed to do. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, let me DoorDash to make my money. I have to work hard. I have to go do something. I have to make some money. The best way, let me DoorDash. Because if I DoorDash, I'll just work 12 hours. I'll work 10 hours, however much. I've done it before. I can do it again. God lets my car keep breaking out over and over and over again. Because God needed me to sit down and relax and chill. And when I said God, I'm talking about Jesus, by the way. Just so you guys know, I'm not talking about no spiritual, no nothing else. Because I know some people, they say like, oh, trust the Most High. And I know that is the title. God is referred to that in the Bible. But people be like, trust the Most High. But they're not talking about Jesus. Jesus is God. Jesus, the way, truth, and life. Nobody can get to the Father but through him. But I digress. That's not the main point. But I just want you guys to know who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about Jesus. But anyways, God needed me to sit down and relax and really put my focus and trust on him. I was so focused and worried about how my next dollar is going to come, how I'm going to pay rent, how I'm going to do all this stuff, how am I going to make so much money. But God literally had to, every way for me to make money, every income, he had to just, boom, take it completely away. So there was a good period of maybe about like a month and a half, almost 2 months where I was unemployed, didn't have a job, didn't really have no way to make money or anything. And the only thing I could do is rely on God for my full provision and everything I need. And that's exactly what I did. And God came through. My rent was never late. My rent was never delinquent. Everything was taken care of. I ate every day. I had food. You feel what I'm saying? Everything that I needed in life was taken care of because I was in a period I had to rest, relax, and focus on God. I put all my energy and effort into him, and that thing like, I'm not doing anything, I got to do something. It kind of crept up, but I'm just like, there's nothing. Like, God took away every opportunity for me to go out and work and like go make extra money. So like, there was nothing I could do. You feel what I'm saying? God had to get me to a point where even if I wanted to do something, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing that I could do, So I had no choice and no other opportunity but to sit there and talk to God, pray, read my word, and just work on things that would, just work on things that will glorify him, that might not necessarily make money, and just be appreciative. So while I was unemployed, I started working on my clothing brand. I started working on this YouTube channel. That's really where this YouTube channel was birthed. I started working on YouTube, started working on podcasting again, started doing some stuff, started, graphic design, just started learning and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then as I learned to kind of rest and relax, I started applying for some jobs. I was applying for jobs like the whole time, but nobody was ever responding. It wasn't until I really just sat there and I relaxed. I said, you know what, God, let your will be done. And I had to come to the conclusion, like, look, there's no way for me to make money right now. Like, God, you pretty much took everything away, but I know I trust you. So if it's your will that maybe the bill doesn't get paid, maybe I do end up homeless for a while. But if I end up homeless, that's because you need me to be homeless to make some type of impact. You got to understand, the reason why we're here on this earth is to fulfill the purpose of which God gave to us. And we don't know what that is. So you could end up homeless. You could end up in another country. You could end up, you know what I'm saying? And you just have to accept it where God is going to put you. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing else I could do. I couldn't work. I couldn't do nothing. Like, I tried my hardest. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need to try your hardest. Other times you need to let God do what he does. But you'll know when you're in that season. But I just said, God, like, let your will be done. Whatever job you need me to have, let me go there. I didn't really want to go work at, another minimum wage job. But I said, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to do all that stuff. But I had to say, you know what, God? It must be your will for me to go back to this regular stuff for at least for a little bit, for whatever. Let your will be done. Put me wherever you need me to go. You know what I'm saying? I had to humble myself and say, I'm not too good for this job. If I had to scrub toilets again, I'll scrub toilets. If I had to flip burgers again, I'll flip burgers. Whatever I had to do. I had to humble myself. I thought I was too good for, I didn't want to go back to like a McDonald's or something like that, but God had to humble me. So I was humbled. You know what I mean? And working at the job that I work now, I'm happy. I'm not all super duper stressed like I was before. My bills are still paid. Everything's taken care of. And, that's all because I relied and put all my faith and trust in God. You feel what I'm saying? And, now that I'm like rested and recovered and I'm putting my faith and trust in God, now I can actually get up and go hard. Now when I work hard now, it's not from a place of stress and anxiety. It's actually from a place of trying to achieve goals, if that makes sense. When I was trying to work hard or whatever to make sure let me get 2 jobs. I was trying to get 2 jobs. I was trying to do all this stuff. It was coming from a place of stress and a lack of faith. That's where all my hard work was coming from. But now that I'm in a better situation, I'm rested, I'm recovered, I'm relying on God. Now my hard work comes from a place of faith. And you got to make sure that whatever you're working hard for, make sure it's coming from a place of faith and not from a place of lack of faith. You feel what I'm saying? And I guess this video would be for like, if you're not Christian, if you never read the word, I don't know, you might not know what I'm talking about. Maybe you do. I don't know. But make sure your hard work is coming from a place of faith. All right. But I'm feeling real good now. I'm working hard. I got some stuff in the mix. I got this going on. I got some good stuff going on in my life. I was in a period where everything in my life was just I didn't really have anything. I was like, I felt completely empty. My friends were gone. I know I'm making these videos because I know you guys feel the same way. All my friends left to college or went to other places. I didn't have a job at certain points. Don't have a girlfriend or nothing like that. What else? I didn't really have any hobbies. I can't play sports really no more at a high level like I used to. I stopped playing video games for a while because the YouTubers and stuff said don't play video games, it's bad for you. So I was completely alone and I didn't know what to do for a long time until I just said, let me go to God, and God came through. You know what I'm saying? I had to be completely empty though in order to go to God so God could fill me up. So I could learn the lessons that I learned and everything like that. So it's the same thing for you. But now that I'm rejuvenated, now that I've been, I got a notification. Now that I've been spending time with God, doing what I'm supposed to do, God's rejuvenated me. Now I have energy to go after and attack the things that I need to attack in the right way. And this isn't the first time. That's life. You have low points, you have high points. This isn't my first low point. This is my lowest point, I'll be honest. Or it was my lowest point because I'm out now. But I was at my lowest point. Now I'm coming up. I'm on the come up. You feel what I'm saying? And I had plenty of people help me, plenty of videos just like this help me, podcasts and stuff. So that's why I wanted to come through and make this. In a time where I was at my lowest, I started something that hopefully this is going to help and inspire other people and motivate them to do well. So I'm glad you guys are watching this video, but we're on the come up now. Or you might still be, you might still be in that low point, but you got to keep fighting, you got to keep going. You can't don't self-sabotage yourself and make things worse because you feel bad for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Because I could have done that. But one good thing is I kept fighting the whole time. I kept fighting. I kept moving. I never quit. I never said, let me just go get drunk. Let me just go have sex with a bunch of girls. Let me just go smoke weed every day. Let me just beat my meat every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do none of that. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? I did beat my meat. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different struggle. But I didn't do it every 5 minutes. I didn't just completely give in and give up and quit. You know what I'm saying? And I got to say the same for you. Don't just give up, and quit. Find different ways to maneuver. But number one, put your focus and trust in God. You know what I'm saying? But don't just give up on life. And I understand, look, you can't pray for 24 hours. Well, technically you can. You're supposed to pray without ceasing. You're supposed to pray, talk to God throughout anything that you're doing. But what I mean is, you can't just sit there and read your Bible for 24 hours. You still have real life. You still have things to do in real life. So even if God has you in a period of like resting and trusting in him, relaxing kind of, still make sure you're going to the gym. Because what I used to do when I didn't have the job, I didn't have a car or DoorDash, nothing like that. I didn't just sit at home all day. No, I would wake up in the morning, pray, read my Bible, eat or something like that. Then I would walk I didn't have a car. So I'd walk to the gym, do my workout, do even an extended workout, play some basketball there, maybe chill in the sauna, swim in the pool. I'd be there for a good minute. I knew I could be there for a minute because I didn't have nothing else to do. And I didn't want to just be at home all day. So I would be at the gym for a good minute. After I finished at the gym, I'd go walk to the bookstore that was close by and go read my books. Sometimes I'd bring my computer and I'd do some studying, or I'd create some type of content or something. Or I would just sit there, type right down in a journal. You know what I'm saying? What I'm feeling in the moment and how I'm doing. And do some more praying and do some study the word. And I'd go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays. And so do some stuff, dog. And stop worrying and stressing. And throughout that whole time, I would worry and stress. I'd be sitting there, and the devil would try to come through and mess it up because I'd be sitting there, I'd be chill. I'd be feeling good about myself. Like, wow, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing some good stuff. And then the thought would creep in like, damn, you really out here having fun? What are you having fun for? What are you relaxing for? You don't have no job. What are you doing? You're broke. You don't have no job, and you're over here sitting here typing on a computer thinking it's going to do something. You're sitting here praying in your room thinking that's going to do something, like your bills are going to get paid because you prayed. That ain't going to happen. You need to get your ass up and go work. You know what I'm saying? That stress started to come in. But then I had to remind myself on what God said. You can't listen to what the devil's trying to tell you, what other people are trying to tell you. Other people are going to try to tell you, you're lazy, you're a bum, you think you're just going to pray and everything's going to work out? Yes, you are going to pray and everything's going to work out. But not because everything's just magic or whatever. It's because God is going to tell you what to do. When you pray, when you read your word, when you spend time with God, when you draw near to God and he draws near to you, he's going to tell you what to do. It might not be an audible voice. It might be something that you feel in your heart. It might be something that you feel in your spirit. But God's going to guide you and put you where you need to be. He's going to take care of all your needs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if rent is late, give him a call. Hey, rent's going to be a little bit late this month, but I'm going to get it. Ask for you're going to get some help. You know what I'm saying? God will lead you. God will guide you. Don't even trip about that. Don't listen to the lies that the enemy says. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to be taken care of, guys. Don't trip. Don't worry. Don't stress. God's going to take care of you in whatever way. And it might not even look like how you thought it was going to look like, but God's got you. So don't trip. Don't listen to those lies and whatnot. But yeah, I'll be at the bookstore, be at the gym, do what I do. And I would repeat that day in and day out and not just give up. I never gave up. And it's because I always had faith. I always had God to look to. So even when I wanted to give up, I'm like, God, you got it. You put me here for a reason. So there must be a reason. You feel what I'm saying? And then things slowly started to get better. It was a slow process. It didn't get, and we're still not done yet, but things slowly got better and slowly momentum. Okay, now I can get a job, and now boom, 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 boom. And stuff started to just work out. Stuff started to just kind of happen. Now we're back on our feet. You feel what I'm saying? And then now we're striving and we're going even harder, especially now that we know what God is capable of and that God is on our side and God's going to take care of us. And we don't have to worry about all that stuff. The lilies in the field, they neither toil nor spin, but God takes care of them. So how much more is he going to do for you? The birds, they don't be tripping out, but God takes care of them. Go read your Bible. And that's the thing. If you read your Bible, so you know what I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? But those are, that's in the New Testament. I believe that's at the end of Matthew that Jesus talks about Stop stressing, stop worrying. A man does not add a single hour, a single minute to his life by stressing. That's all in Matthew, towards the end of Matthew. Maybe that's Matthew 6 verse 25. I think it's Matthew 6 verse 25. Take no thought for your life. But regardless, read your Bible so you know that what I'm talking about and that it's actually in there. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. But yeah, man, keep fighting, keep going through, don't quit. You go through low periods, you go through high periods, but the main thing is rely and trust on God whenever you're going through any period, and he's going to take care of you. So as always, like, subscribe, comment, boost the algorithms and everything like that. And that's all I'm gonna say for this video, and I'm gonna check you later.